Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Humayra and today I'll be talking about a really interesting technology which is driverless car. So, driverless car, also known as the autonomous vehicle, is a representation of a revolutionary leap in modern transportation system. And it has technologies like robotics, machine learning, Internet of Things, and artificial intelligence. This vehicle is designed and navigated to operate human interventions, and it utilizes a sophisticated areas of sensors, cameras, and artificial intelligence algorithm. And this development was a significant milestone in the modern area for a safer and more efficient, more accessible travel. And this technology made it possible to overcome the previous limitations of vehicle automation and promising a reshape of our city economics and lifestyle. So let's define the levels of autonomy from driver assist to full driverless. So in the very beginning, there was no automation. It was fully driver control car. Driver had to manually control everything. Then in level 1, there was a little bit of driver assistance where the assist could do specific tasks such as like lane keeping or adapting cruise control, but the driver must remain engaged all the time. Then in level 2, there was partial automation where the vehicle could control steering, acceleration, deceleration in certain conditions, but the driver must monitor those environment and be ready to take control all the time. Then in third level, it was conditional automation when the vehicle could handle most of the driving tasks in certain conditions, but then the driver must have to be available to intervene when needed. In fourth level, the high automation happened where the vehicle could operate without any human intervention in most circumstances, though a human driver may still be required in some situations because of the circumstances of like weather change and other possible obstacles. But in level 5, the full automation happened where the vehicle can perform all the driving tasks in all type of conditions without any human interventions. So no driver is needed to control those cars. Now again, what is a driverless car? So driverless car, or also known as the autonomous vehicle, is engineered to navigate and operate without human intervention. It relied on sophisticated technologies like sensors, cameras, artificial intelligence, and these vehicles can process vast amounts of data in real life that enables them to make safe and efficient driving decisions. Thereby, this revolution is really a legendary revolution of modern world. Then how does a driverless car actually work? So driverless car mainly works on hardware and software. So there are some things like multiple sensors like lidar, radar, and cameras, all of which works together to gather data for the vehicle's environment, so that these data are processed through advanced algorithms like machine learning. Then with the integration of Internet of Things or IoT, it facilitates the real-time data sharing between vehicle and infrastructure, so it enhances the situation awareness and the decision making capabilities of a driverless car. Now the eyes of the vehicle, the lidar, radar, and the cameras. What are these? So these are like the critical sensing technologies that combines to create a safe environment for the car to drive. Firstly, the lidar frequency, it can be emit up to like 100,000 laser pulse per second that allows a detailed 3D mapping. Then a lidar range of 200 meter that provides a wide field of vision. Then we have a 360-degree coverage radar that provides enhanced view around the vehicle and make the situation more clear. And then camera frames of 30 frames per second that enables real-time object recognition all the time. And we have a 90% accuracy of object recognition which identifies object through camera inputs, and 5 to 10 millimeter lidar precision that measures distance, and it is crucial for precision navigation. Then let's move on to the connections between robotics and driverless cars. So driverless cars are the sophisticated applications of robotics as well, because it employs advanced algorithms, sensors, and actuators to achieve anatomies. And this intersection is not only enhance vehicle functionality but also amplifies how robotics technology can transform into transportation system. Then we have machine learning and its impact on driverless car. Machine learning plays a really crucial role in driverless car because it interprets data from various sensors and learn from the past experience and improve their performance in real time. And by leveraging vast amounts of data collected from the environment, the driverless cars can make decisions, navigate complex scenarios, and ultimately ensure safer and more efficient travel. Then we have the role of IoT in driverless car. IoT, or the Internet of Things, it's provincial in the functioning of driverless cars. The IoT connections allow for real-time data exchange that enhance vehicle performance, safety, user experience by enabling features like predictive maintenance, real-time traffic updates, and remote monitoring. Then we have V2X communication. So how cars talk to infrastructure? We have already talked about like the vehicle get informations from the infrastructure, but how it is actually works. So mainly the driverless car interacts with the surroundings with this V2X, which V2X in expand of vehicle to everything, and it includes the vehicles, traffic signals, road infrastructures, and this communication enhances traffic management, increases safety through real-time data sharing, and facilitates smoother traffic flow by allowing vehicle to make informed decisions based on the action by nearby entities. Then we have the history of driverless cars, so how it happened. So in 1920s, the idea of autonomous vehicle emerged with early concepts and experiments, including the radio controlled car and basic automated system. Then in the early 1980s, significant progress was made with the first successful autonomous vehicle, that experiments by Carnegie Mellon University, which develops a driverless car that can navigate urban environments without any issue. In the early 20s, the development of Advanced Driver Assistance System (ADAS) was taken off. It sets the stage for the modern driverless car technologies with the feature like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assistance, and all. And then in 2010, major tech companies like Google and automotive manufacturers began extensive testing on fully driverless cars, leading to public demonstration and trial globally. So this is the history of driverless car. After 2010, the main era of driverless car began. Then let's go to the key players in the driverless car industry. So the key players in the driverless car industry for now is the Waymo, that is part of Google. Then the Tesla's autopilot features, Uber's self-driving initiatives, Ford's investment in EVs, General Motors cruise divisions. They are right now the key players of the driverless car industry. Then we have the tech giant versus traditional automakers. So what is tech giants or the traditional automakers? So tech giants are like Google, Tesla, like them. They are like the leading leading partners for the driverless car development. Their innovation-driven approach allow them to rapidly interact with new technologies, focusing not only the vehicles, also enhancing the user experience through adaptive algorithms and cloud computing. On the other hand, the traditional automakers are like Ford, General Motors have a long-standing history of vehicle manufacturing and engineering. Their approach to driverless their approach to driverless technology is grounded in their experience in building reliable vehicle that meets the safety regulatory standards. While they are increasingly incooperative with advanced technologies into their design, but they face challenges adapting into the new driverless era. Now, why we should use a driverless car? So basically, the driverless car is right now the safest of all. Why you ask? Because driverless cars uses significant functions like robotics and Internet of Things and other sensors like cameras and all. For that, it takes the safest route, safest navigation, and it doesn't do mistakes like human beings. So it becomes more safer than a human driver, and that's why we should use a driverless car. So there are many human problems which is solved by driverless cars, like the traffic accidents. Driverless car uses sensors, so it can understand the surroundings and it makes less mistakes, and the traffic accidents happens less. Then it provides mobility for the elderly and disabled persons, so that they don't need to drive. They can um, use a driverless car for moving around, and decreasing the traffic cognition, because the driverless car can ensure the surroundings. It doesn't do any traffic. It always follows the traffic rules, and not like human. It doesn't make a lot of traffic jam. Then enhancing the road safety for all, as driverless car uses its sensor for all times, so it can sense when to stop, when to do what, and that makes the human mistakes a lot less. Then the reducing of need of parking spaces, as driverless cars doesn't need to be parked in a uh, and reducing the need for parking spaces. Driverless cars can park anywhere, and that makes the parking spaces more safe. Now, human desires fulfilled by driverless cars. For humans, there were a lot of things they were having issues, but the driverless car solved. First of all, the convenience in daily commutes, like going anywhere and you don't have a driver, you don't have a license, no worries. You have a driverless car which can drive you. Enhance safety for passengers, so you don't have to be scared, because it is always a sensor monitored car, so it drives really safely. Then accessibility for all demographics, it can go anywhere, anytime without any issue. Reduction of driving related stress. When you drive for a long time, you can get stressed, but the driverless car make that stress less, because you don't have to drive the car. These are for technological innovation, and this made the modern area more updated with its technology and all. Now, the concept of travel time and productive time. So, driverless cars can redefine the experience of commuting by enabling passengers to utilize travel time efficiently. Instead of just being a period of transportation, the time spent in a driverless car can be transferred into an opportunity for work, realization, or leisure activities. Like, you can just do your work, you don't have to be in a steering wheel and move around, so you can do your work while you are in a car, and the driverless car will move you where you want to go. Then we have the impact of the driverless car on society. So let's see, as the modern area comes, the driverless cars are getting more and more, and it has a really big impact in society, because it is a driving, it has automatic driving process, so it is a really game changer for a society. Then the death of the parking lot. that reshapes our city. And the advantage of having a driverless car is like it reduced the need of parking spaces, because a driverless car can drop off a passenger and then it can park itself efficiently, so that there is no parking hazard in a lot of areas. It can even go home and be in its own garage, so that makes the parking a lot more live and all. Then the economic shifts and the job displacement in transport. As we are talking about driverless car, there are drivers who are driving cars, so if the driverless car becomes more, then the drivers might lose their jobs, because then they won't be needing to drive the car, so there's a little bit of hazard for them. Then the reasons we shouldn't use driverless car, because first of all, it has a really high development costs. Then it has public skepticism and ethical concerns in decisions, like it might do something a human being would not want it to do, so that's the main factor. Then finally, or not finally, the obstacles that face says a driverless car. First of all, the regulatory challenges persist, like the signboards of stop signs or those signs. Sometimes the driverless cars don't see those signs, so they don't stop on a stop sign or something like that. Then technological limitations still exist. It's not like a fully complete version. There is a lot of updates to be coming on, and so thus it has really a lot of technological limitations. Then the public acceptance is crucial, like many public doesn't like driverless cars because they feel it's like risky, because there is no driver, they can't talk with anyone. And then the liability and insurance issues, like if a driverless car happen to be in an accident, then the insurance might not cover it and something like that. Then the legal crisis, as I have already told about the insurance. So the driverless car are becoming a more day-to-day transportation system in our daily life. But then in that case, it becomes a challenge determining who is responsible for an accident that involves an autonomous vehicle. It can be like the manufacturer, software development, then the vehicle owner, and this is really a complex situation because you don't have a driver, so you don't know if even a accident happens, who is the responsible on. Then now there are also risks as it is functioned with AI, robotics, and IoT. There is a risk of cybersecurity. As I have already told, it relies on software and that can be potentially attacked by cyber attacks. And thus many cyberbullying can happen, many data can be revealed. It has concerns about safety, privacy, data security, and also it can causes accidents with the cyber attack, so it is really risky. Then some potential problems that is created by a driverless car. Now, the first of all is the increased reliance on technology. It has to uh, be on technology for all time. Then potential job displacement issues, as I have already told. If the driverless cars gain more, then the drivers who used to drive cars will lose their jobs. Then complex ethical dilemmas arise. It's like religious thing. Then the risk of cybersecurity threats, I have already told. Then loss of driving skills over time. When you are not driving a car, then you might lose the ability to drive properly without any issues. And then the ethics of AI, the solving the trolley problem. Now, driverless cars are designed to operate autonomously, but their program involves complex ethical decisions. The trolley problem is like one of them, where a vehicle may need to choose between the lesser of two harms in accident scenarios, raising question about morality, responsibility, and algorithms. Because a human, it's not a human brain, so it can't think like a human brain. So that's a really, really big issue. Then conclusion and future outlook. As we stand now in this new era of transportation system, a driverless car is really a revolutionary achievement. Though there are some technical limitations, some moral limitations, but we are hoping that it will become a really, really good something for the future technology, future era of life.